It is a hot one today.
That one.
Guys having any luck?
Yeah.
What'd you get? You got one?
Yeah.
Alright.
I got one. I'm filming you filming us.
Whoa.
I'm filming you. I got 3. I got one. Asky has one, Everett has one.
Today is one of those days, you know, where it's so hot that you don't want to get anything done. It's too much to be outside. Unfortunately, you get 2 days a week off and you don't really get to predict the weather. So it's usually how it goes, right? You get those 2 days off. It's either going to be super hot and you don't want to work, or it's going to be raining and you can't work. So I ended up waking up super early this morning. I got out here before it got too hot. I did a lot of weeding and I did some garden bed prep. I had a couple beds left that I'm going to plant out with some lettuce. You can see right now, if I hold you closer to me, we're actually kind of in the confines of our maple tree right here in the middle of the yard. And this bed right here, I prepped it. It is going to be a lettuce bed. All morning long it's going to get most of that shade from the tree. And you can see now in the afternoon how the soil is getting a lot of that sun. Kind of a perfect bed for growing lettuce in and having lettuce a lot later into the season. Now if you're looking for other tips for hot summer lettuce growing, sometimes I put these arches over top of a garden bed like this one right here, and then I fill them out with beans and squash and lots of things I like to climb and grow, and fill it up with, you know, taller plants like okras and tomatoes. And then once all those kind of get up and established and create that shade that I want, I'll throw some lettuce seed at the bottom of it, or chard, stuff like that. And it usually does pretty well on growing that throughout the summer too. So like I said, I'm trying to use my space wisely. So under this tree is a lot of shade. You can see over here, I have a lot of my cold hardy type crops, some broccoli, cabbage. There's some chard over there. There's some more cabbage right here in this little bed, and that's because they get so much shade during the day that things last a lot longer. So our lettuces all go in these kind of beds, and like the garlic we grew right here underneath the tree, it works really good because when the leaves are gone, that's when it needs the light, that's when it gets the light. Now when I pull this garlic out, this is another bed that'll be just perfect for planting out with lettuce. And this will help us a lot with our lettuce in the summer because, as you guys know, it gets hot outside. The lettuce bolts, even here in Michigan. Even though our seasons are a little bit shorter than a lot of people I know, we still have an issue with bolting lettuce. And we figured out ways about that. Grow Malabar spinach, growing the amaranth that we grew. Really good, very hot tolerant type plants. But we also like that cold weather, the cooler weather lettuce too, you know, because that's got some of the best flavors. So my other big project for today is I'm going to make a little, kind of like a squash teepee tent. I don't know what you want to call it, squash tent. I got these 2 cattle panels here that are kind of A-frame. I've been trying to use it a little bit. Haven't had a ton of luck, but what I'm thinking is I'm going to build a couple garden beds with that fence my parents brought by. I'm going to pull it a little bit further away from my pear tree because I want to be able to get around it a little bit easier. So I think we're going to try to do something with that and see what we can make happen.
Where the hell did you come from? Outer space or heaven above? Short of breath, my long lost love. I can't believe my eyes are you. My life been forward with such a mess. There's no use dwelling on the past. My broken heart was in a cast. Then you shut up and it began to.
Alright, first up, gotta take this fence apart.
Guess you're the only thing I'll never let go. Guess you're the only thing I feel. Someday you'll come back to me and I'll say something bitterly, and you'll go racing toward the kitchen, grab a knife, erase my fish, and take my.
So it worked out pretty well. These fence posts are 6 foot long, and if I cut the dog ear off right there, it's 70 put in half, and that is the perfect width for the garden bed that I want to build. Now, the bad thing about them is that they are 6 feet in length, which means I'm going to have like an odd end because I'm trying to go 8 foot long to accommodate my cattle panel trellis, but we'll figure it all out and make it work. All right, let's do some cutting. Safety first.
Guess you're the only thing that matters. Guess you're the only thing that feels. Guess you're the only thing I'll never let go. Guess you're the only thing I feel.
Yeah, bud.
Dad,
Yes.
can you fly in races?
Can I do what?
We're supposed to be random friends.
Okay.
What are you making?
A garden bed.
A garden bed?
Yep.
That's supposed to be outside?
And what?
It's supposed to be outside.
Yes, it's supposed to be outside.
Not inside.
Absolutely. Not inside, outside.
Would you like us to murder another Irish song? Go on. Who said that? You're going to regret it. In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone. She wheeled her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
All right, check that out, our little hodgepodge raised bed over there. That is gonna look really nice. Now, I'm gonna drag it back there. We're gonna set it up, but first, we need a dinner break. So of that fence, this is all that I have left. That's all the scrap. So that fence worked out perfectly. I did need to use one, dog-eared fence board that I had laying around, but pretty good to build that little bed there using that fence my parents dropped off. And there we go, that bed is now in. Now, the hard part, of course, we gotta fill it. We'll do it like we did most of our other beds here, our urban type hugelkultur style. I got a bunch of weeds that I've been pulling up. I got a stack of some branches and twigs I pick up through the yard, and some more weeds from the previous times I weeded. So I'll probably fill it about halfway with that, and then the rest will be soil, and then hopefully it'll just break down, and we'll probably have to refill it in a couple years to top it off with soil. But this is going to be our bed for growing squash, like I said, up on top of this trellis. I'll put this over top of it like a little A-frame trellis when we get it full of dirt. This is also a really great time to start using some of that compost we've been building in our little Rubbermaid totes. That's the one good thing about the morning. It's always so peaceful and quiet before all the lawnmowers and dogs start barking. So you saw yesterday the kids were picking strawberries because the strawberries are all starting to ripen. Well, that bed's got a little bit of wild weeds going on in it, and some of them are the picker kind. So I got my gloves, I got my little knee pad, you know, because I'm getting old, let's face it, and we're gonna do some weeding today.
Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry.
All right, that looks way better. No more pickers sticking out. Now the kids can pick all their strawberries. I also did some weeding around our currant bushes, which are just massive this year and absolutely loaded. I'm guessing with that amount of currants, we'll probably be able to do something, maybe a jam, or maybe the kids will just eat them the way they are, fresh. Whew. Another one of those super sweltering days. So we got a really nice run of about 8 to 10 days of just super hot weather, which is actually not terrible because some of the best rains come out of those late night thunderstorms caused by hot weather. Alright, so right now I'm putting some cardboard in this bed that I made. I filled it up. I got almost halfway with all my clip-ins and all that stuff, so put some cardboard on there. I'm gonna have to get some soil probably tomorrow, Monday, and then fill it in and plant it that night. But for now, throw the cardboard in and fill this bed out. Alright kids, you got 100 water balloons. Have at it. Go nuts.
Okay. I would very much enjoy doing that.
Yeah. What is it good for? Folks never outside.
They hit the floor.
When you ask them how much should we give, well they only answer more. It ain't me. I ain't no military son. It ain't me. I ain't no fortunate one.
No, you're not.
Oh, that was a dirty trick, huh?
See, I told you.
Fortunate son.
Overall, this was such a freaking hot weekend. The kids pretty much stayed inside all weekend, which I really don't blame them because it was terrible out here. But that little water gun fight and water balloons, that was a ton of fun. But now that it's gotten to the evening, it's a little easier to work. I'm gonna put a few more plants in the ground and I'm gonna be done. I think I'm just about done planting my main stuff. I got things I'm gonna rotate like lettuces, radishes, stuff like that. But for the most part, the garden's in. Alright, well, I'm wrapping up this long, super hot weekend. Hope you guys had a very productive weekend like I did. And remember, be bold and grow bold, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out.